Okay, so let's dive into a really significant shift happening over in West Africa. We're looking at your sources today, and they're pointing towards, well, a new geopolitical force, the Alliance of Sahel States, the
Yeah,
AES.
exactly. The AES, it's Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso teaming up. They formally set it up, I think it was July 6th, 2024,
Okay.
right after they, cut ties with ECOWARs and a lot of Western countries.
Right. And the idea, according to the sources, is really about asserting their own sovereignty, taking charge of security.
That's the core of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Handling their own challenges their way.
And the big sort of recent news hook here is these huge military drills.
Absolutely. Massive exercises. They call them Tarhanakal 2.
Tarhunter Call 2.
Happened between May 15th and June 4th, just finished up.
Yeah.
Took place in Tilia over in Niger.
Got it. So who is actually there? Just the main three.
Well, you had the troops from Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, obviously, the core AES members. But what's really interesting, looking at your notes, is that Chad and Togo also sent forces.
Chad and Togo. Huh. But they're not actually in the AES, are they?
No, not full members, which definitely makes you think.
Yeah. Why bring them in? Did the sources suggest anything? Is it just about like immediate threats, or is it sending a broader message?
Well, the official line is showing a united front against terrorism, improving joint command, getting everyone synchronized operationally, standard stuff for drills.
Yeah.
But having non-members like Chad and Togo there, yeah, it could be about projecting a bit more influence, or maybe just testing the waters for a wider cooperation down the line.
Maybe shared threats just make for temporary practical alliances.
Could be that too. Or perhaps exploring a potential future alignment,
Okay, so stepping back a bit, why should someone listening right now, why should you really pay attention to this specific alliance and these drills?
Because it's pretty clear the AES is trying hard to reposition itself, become a really significant player in Africa. These aren't just practice runs, drills this big, this complex. They're a statement, a signal about capability, about wanting self-reliance, maybe challenging those older relationships.
And speaking of relationships, your sources also flag new partnerships forming, specifically with Russia.
Yes, that's a really key point in the material. As they've distanced themselves from, say, France and the US, these AES countries have built up ties with Russia. We're talking military support, getting equipment, training, and that definitely shifts the power balance in the region, boosts their defense posture. The sources are quite clear on that.
But it's not just military, is it? The notes talk about some pretty ambitious economic stuff, too.
That's right. It goes beyond security. They're looking at deep economic integration, things like setting up a common central bank, maybe even bringing in a whole new currency to replace the CFA franc.
Which is a huge deal, right? Because the CFA franc is historically tied to, well, first the French franc, now the euro.
Exactly. So dropping it would be a major step towards what they see as genuine economic freedom. Plus, aiming for self-sufficiency in food and energy, it's a big push for overall independence.
Sounds like a very bold strategy, but surely there are significant roadblocks, hurdles they have to overcome.
Oh, absolutely. And your sources mention them. Leaving ECOWAS wasn't simple. It caused friction, strained relations across West Africa. That's undeniable.
And the Russia connection.
Well, yeah. While it provides support, it also brings questions, doesn't it? Concerns about just swapping one external influence for another. And crucially, you've still got major internal stability problems in all three countries. Ongoing threats from insurgent groups that demand constant resources and attention, that hasn't gone away.
So if we pull it all together, the AES formation, the break with old allies, new ties with Russia, these big economic dreams, and now these Tarfanakal 2 drills, what's the bottom line here?
I think these drills in Tilia really crystallize it. They're concrete proof the AES is serious about building its own military capacity, asserting itself. It's a major milestone on their stated path to regional self-determination. And yeah, the world is definitely watching.
It really is. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Could this rise of the Alliance of Sahel States, highlighted by things like these big drills, actually signal the dawn of a totally new era in African geopolitics? And if it does, what might that really look like? Not just for the Sahel, but, the ripple effects across Africa and even globally. Definitely something to think about.